What's going on? Mike here, got another video. Morning YouTube, what's going on? It is a Monday morning, 8:23 a.m. Man, this daylight savings times thing is crazy, man. But you know, it takes a little time to adjust, so that's what's going on. Headed to my first call. This is a dryer running while the door is opening. So I pretty much know what that is. It's gonna be a door switch, which I keep on the van, and I'm going to get that done ASAP. What I want to say is two things I want to talk about this video. I want to talk about daily goals or daily earnings and what goals you should set for yourself. Okay, so pretty much when I first started my business, there was a certain goal I needed to meet every day as a minimum, as how much money, revenue I brought in. And when I first started, it was 300. 300 every single day that I'm working. That was my minimum, and there was a lot of times where I got way over that, a lot more than actually got. There was a couple times where I got under that. Days where I didn't really work that much, or I only had 2-3 jobs, or whatever the case may be. Those days when you have less jobs, it's always, it's always gonna affect that. So yeah, but now I've raised that minimum to 500. So, because I'm established, I get more work, tend to be more, a little bit more busy. I get more COD customers now, so it's a little different. You got to change your standards once you elevate. Like when I first started, my service call was 65, and now it's 95. So it's just one thing with business, you gotta adapt and you gotta make changes when necessary. So I want to say it's a great thing for you to set daily goals, and then it makes things a lot better. You got to change that mindset from coming from an employee, as in what you make a week rather than what you make in a day. So that's how things changed for me. I remember when I'm like, man, this is how much I used to make in a week, and I made it in a day. It's crazy, So I think my most profitable day, it was like $2,300, and yeah, it's been a while. On average, on my average days, when I'm running 7 to 8 calls a day, I can easily do 1,000 or more. And I really don't talk about money that much, but I feel like it's how many videos I done put out. I wanted people to actually get the idea of wanting to do this first, learning the skill, learning everything else you need to be a great technician, and then the money comes after that. So, it's very easy. Like I've said in other videos talking about money, it's very easy to make 6 figures in this business, and consistently, and every year, it's very, and every year you do that, you should be progressing to the next, whatever you need to do with your business to make it run more efficiently, so I'm looking into different things to change up my invoicing, but everything is running smoothly, everything is running smoothly now, and nothing's really been too tedious or any extra work that I have to do outside of what I've been doing. Like I said, we did add paying online through the website, so that's a little different, but I haven't used it yet. I don't think we even used it yet. So, but other than that, yeah, it's definitely profitable being in the appliance repair industry. You just have to ask yourself, are you in this for the money? Are you in this for the long run? Because sometimes it's a slow build, especially if you're starting with little to no experience. It's gonna be a slow build, and like I said, some people's some people, today is Monday, so sorry if I'm a little slow. But yeah, some people's levels are different, you know. Some people will pick it up faster than others, and that's just is what it is, you know. Nothing you can do about that. So yeah, you should always, once you start and you have your price point on what you need to charge people as a service call, then you go into your labor. And like I said, a lot of people use the blue book. Make that be your base if you have no idea what's going on at all, you know. So I always say that if you don't know how to price things out, you feel like you're undercharging or you're overcharging, look at the blue book. You know, that's why I have it. I have it just in case I'm on a job where I know, I'm like, how much should I charge this job? You know, I mean, now I know how much I need to make off of the job, so I'm going to charge accordingly. Certain jobs are more money than others. That's just is what it's for the time and experience and knowledge I need to put into it, you know. So that's how that goes. So it's definitely you should definitely have a plan. You know, how you're gonna get parts, how much money you're gonna allocate to parts. You know, well, you gotta put money to parts. You gotta put money to parts. That's just is what it is. That's why I know some people doing COD, it's a little easier because, you know, they have the customer pay for parts rather than them paying for parts. So they don't have to worry about owing anything to anybody, you know. When as far as me, like I have a credit account with Marcone, I'm not paying that part off when I get it. You know, I wait until I get checks from warranty companies to pay off those balances. You know, that's what it's for. You know, that's how you use your accounts there. Just like how you gotta wait for your money for your you know, when you're working with warranty companies, the same thing that I do with my parts company. Like, I gotta wait till I get paid from the warranty company to pay y'all, you know. But no, everybody's formula and strategy is different. How they want to succeed in business. Some people don't like owing anybody, just want to pay for everything, you know, up front, which is cool too. You know, it's one thing. I'm all for being debt free. You know, that's for sure. But you gotta, you know, I've learned a certain way of how to operate, and that's how I'm gonna operate. You know, when you've been working for a company for so long, and you see how aggressively they've grown and what systems they use, you know, obviously you're gonna borrow what works and, you know, improve on what you thought didn't work or didn't work the way you wanted it to. So that's what I took from my old company. It's like, well, this is not working, that's not working, I need to do this and this. You know, you become better. So, man, when it comes to, because I get a lot of questions sometimes on my Instagram, how much would you charge for this job? How much would you charge for that job? When, you know, I have these conversations with other techs across the country when, you know, especially like places up north, depending on where you are, you're charging more than you are down here. New York, any, you know, metro area up north, cost of living is different. So you're gonna have to pay differently. You know, that's just how it is. So, you know, just know your area, know how much you want to charge, or I know how much you want to make on certain jobs. And sometimes I feel like that does come with experience. You know, some people might do a job bigger than what they think and undercharge, you know, the labor. So yeah, that's tough sometimes, but when that happens, you learn, you move on, and you keep going, you know. So yeah, just wanted to keep it short and sweet today, like I always try to do. Let's get this week going. I want to see if I can start doing something where I'll take my phone while it's recording into houses and get the audio of me dealing with a customer and the interaction, because like I said, you know, it's kind of awkward going in the customer's house with a camera, and, you know, especially I don't want to show anybody's face or anything like that. So, you know, we'll see how that goes, just to add something different to the channel, because honestly, you know, when it comes to appliance repair, I mean, the only time you're watching this type of videos if you're doing it, or if you're in the field, or whatever the case may be. So sometimes you really want to make it interesting for people to learn something or how you interact. So I think me interacting with customers is a big deal. I want to get some difficult ones on camera too. So I'm gonna work on that this week, see what I can do. I'm gonna actually take my camera in today, see if I can get some footage of just me interacting with the customer. You know, you might not see me actually fixing something. I might post those pictures on Instagram, but you might catch me, you know, just the dialogue, and that's a lot, you know. So all right, so you guys take care, have a great week, and I'll keep you guys posted.